You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife. Harry's getting in her way. The rumours abound about the fact that the Sussexes are already separated, and this has received particular press commentary this week. The Spectator has also joined in with this, with an article by Cara Kennedy, who writes, "After 5 years of marriage, rumours are swirling that Prince Harry and Harry's wife are set to part ways." Earlier this week, Radar Online reported that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are taking time apart to heal and rebuild their bond. They're trying to figure out what hit them. Harry doesn't fit in Harry's wife's tacky Tinseltown world, a source told the outlet, adding that he's hoping to find himself. Radar Online also claimed that Harry is planning a solo trip to Africa to film a documentary, saying that the prince thinks of the continent as his second home and a place where he feels most like himself. Responding to the separation rumours, a source close to the British royal family told The Spectator that it wasn't surprising to hear, and added that there is little sympathy for Harry among the family after all he's done. Accordingly, that source's opinion picks up on two things. They're unsurprised that separation is occurring. They've witnessed the behaviour of Harry's wife and basically will have thought, I don't give this too long. And then secondly, they realise that there's not a lot of sympathy for Harry because of his behaviour. Harry, of course, is a dimwit, and he's been clouded by his emotional thinking. He really doesn't realise that he's a victim of a narcissist, and he doesn't really realise how he's been royally played and manipulated. His own grudges, his own senses of entitlement, having been picked up, polished, buffed, and amplified by the manipulations of Harry's wife. No individual is perfect, apart from your glorious narrator, of course. Yet, with Harry, we know that he was flawed, but people still liked him. But those flaws have been seized upon. They've been manipulated. They have been amplified by Harry's wife, turning many people against him because of the way that he has behaved. Remember, Harry hasn't thought all of a sudden, do you know what? I'm going to start taking pot shots at my family. If it was the case, he'd have done it years ago. The reason he started doing it and behaving like a complete ginger twat is because he's been encouraged to do it by his wife, because he has been completely puppeted by her. She has rammed her fist up his yitter and has then puppeted him thereafter. She has caused him to be an extension of her, utilising him for the purpose of seeking out the prime aims, which, of course, has involved regularly smearing the royal family. Yet, returning to The Spectator, it explains, but the Sussexes have hit back at the rumour. Soon after the Radar Online story, an insider close to the couple told Page 6 that any speculation of a breakup is untrue. It's not true, it's literally made up, they claimed. Yet the couple's attempts to quash the chatter are having little effect. Earlier this week, an anonymous tipster told Deux Mois the pair had sold their mansion in Monty Shitshow and that Harry was living in another place. On Deux Mois' latest podcast episode, the entertainment lawyer Enty, who runs the Crazy Days and Nights blind item site, said that he thought a separation was possible in the future, hypothesizing that Harry's wife and Harry have different work ethics and aspirations. If you'd asked me a year ago, I'd say no, but if you ask me now, I'd say maybe, he said regarding the couple divorcing. It just feels like she wants certain things, and she's like, I've got this all in my hand. I've got the biggest agency in the world finding me projects and stuff. I don't really need Harry. There's really nothing for us to promote together. And that may be an accurate assessment of the callousness of Harry's wife, because as I've explained to you, she has, as a narcissist, no emotional empathy. She simply doesn't care about him. She just creates the artifice of care and compassion to suit when she draws him in, to manage the facade to the outside world, to triangulate people with this image of being the doting and adoring wife. But it's all an act. It's all done for the purposes of manipulation. The fact is also, notice that something as heavyweight as The Spectator is referencing all of these rumours. Notice that these rumours have been picked up and put out there again and again and again by various news outlets. With other people, they'd have been left alone. People would have thought, there's no need to speculate about them. But there's two things at play here. The first, of course, there remains lots of interest in Harry's wife because so many people want to see her fail. They want to watch her crash and burn, and writers know this. Indeed, I recognise that myself, with regard to the number of people that watch videos about my analyses of her behaviour. People are interested. They can't help but want to watch this car crash and continue to do so. Part of them thinks I wish they'd disappear and vanish into obscurity, but not before I've had my fill of watching them fail. And the creators of content, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's in newspapers, whether it's broadcasters, whether it's on blogs, recognise this and will continue to talk about them because there's a healthy appetite for observing their failures. But secondly, it's because these news outlets simply do not care for her. They feel that she doesn't merit any form of protection or privacy or lenient treatment. If they so chose, many of these writers could decide there's plenty of other things going on in the world. There's other celebrities who could be written about. There are much more heavyweight events in the world that deserve our attention. But as a combination of clicks and views, and the fact that they don't like her, she's not getting any protection. The lawyer Enty also added, with regard to talk about Harry's wife, he added, I think Harry's getting in her way. And that again is also accurate. Harry was very useful in the beginning. He was wealthy, a prince of the realm, he had connections, he had status. To a narcissist such as Harry's wife, who came from obscurity, what a glittering prize he presented. Easy to control because of his vulnerabilities, easy to control because he'd spend a lot of time thinking with little Harry. She'll let you do anything, but she's so hot. He was a sap waiting for someone like her to come along, the predator, and bring him under control. At times hot-headed, vociferous, he fountains with fuel, edifying her existence. He's got oodles of character traits and residual benefits, and therefore her narcissism will have thought that she's won the lottery in the United States and the United Kingdom and the Euro lottery, all rolled up together, added to a lifetime of Christmases and birthdays. Absolutely fucking jackpot. Indeed, if her narcissism had a voice, it'd be going, I can't believe how this nobody has landed on her feet. Oh, manna from heaven indeed. And thus she roped him in. But now he is getting in the way. He's still easy to control, but not as easy as he once was, but then she can control him by staying away from him, sending him away. He still provides plenty of fuel, getting worked up about things, but she's got other people in the fuel matrix, so he's not as important in that regard. The major importances of his character traits and residual benefits have faded. The money's running out. She's got the title. She has no use for the royal family any longer, and they don't want anything to do with her. The connections that came with all of that have now been used up. And therefore, he's served a purpose. And quite simply, he's now just cluttering up Monty Shitshow. Furthermore, because he hasn't any talent of his own, there's no purpose to be served by keeping him around. And also, he isn't really interested in the whole Hollywood thing. He went along with it to begin with because he loves his wife and he wanted to help. But now, as he gets increasingly fed up of the way that he's treated and being blamed for everything going wrong, he simply thinks, I'd rather stay and colour in my PlayStation. And thus, he's under her feet, getting in the way of the project. And that's why the disengagement looms ever so closely. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.